Of course, the early trend suggests that Sajad Ghani loan is trending from Handwara. This has been a constituency where your father has actively contributed. But you met Prime Minister Narendra Modi just a month back. Are you today going to say, because there are no elections, let's be straightforward, are you going to say that you will support the BJP if they have the numbers? Perhaps many suggested that you would like to be the kingmaker in these polls. Would you suggest that you would be supporting the BJP post polls?
See, I've all along maintained that we want to make a humble entry into the assembly. It could be 1, it could be 3, it could be 4. We're not looking beyond that. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. But to be very honest with you, this thing, the question that you're asking, has not even remotely, crossed my mind. As on date, this is my first assembly election, and I'll be very honest with you, I'm very nervous. So you let me go, and let me go into the counting hall. That's where my heart lies this time.
Well, before you go, a last comment from you. Of course, you're still not revealing, but we do know that you have had backdoor meetings with some of the politicians, mainstream politicians. Still, I would like to say, because the early trends are also suggesting that in Jammu, BJP is doing marginally well. Of course, in Kashmir, PDP is creating huge inroads. In fact, there has been a breach in Hazrat Bal and several different areas where NC had a stronghold. Farooq Abdullah was keen. Do you think that perhaps there could be a scenario where PDP and BJP could come together? Would you be positive on that note? Would you be willing to support that kind of alliance here in Jammu and Kashmir?
If we come with some amount of power, ranging between 1 to 4 seats, or 3, or whatever the people give us, because this is our first election, we would want to contribute constructively in any government. Not specifically BJP or anything else, in any government where we can contribute and then win again after 6 years. So that is the whole idea. Otherwise, we are very happy to sit in opposition also. I honestly, I'm more rebellious by nature. I would love to sit in the opposition and be a very constructive opposition. That is from the heart.
Well, of course, you are rebellious with nature. By nature, we have had discussions in the past. But Sajan, I would like to ask you, you have been a separatist, a very vocal separatist. You have opposed the elections in the past. But you took the lead. You contested the Lok Sabha elections, lost them, but now came for the assembly elections. There are early trends suggesting you could win this seat. Would you like to appeal to the other separatists as well, that democracy in India is so strong that perhaps they should believe in the Indian constitution, they should perhaps use the might of these votes, the electoral barrier? We saw a huge turnout. 65% is unprecedented in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Would you try to make such an appeal to your friends?
Aditya, since this is recorded, the answer I give, I hope you hear it unedited. I'll tell you, first of all, when I was a separatist, people would cast aspersions on me, saying that he has mainstream tendencies. When I joined the mainstream, now they say that he has separatist tendencies. Reality is that even as when I was in separatism, I was not very keen on election boycott. I was not seen a great votary of election boycott, because I thought that its shelf life was limited to one boycott. You can't have a boycott in perpetuity. But at the same time, just because I have joined elections doesn't mean that everybody else I should appeal to all of them. It's a democratic right. But I would just say one thing. I think calling for boycotts is more and more getting stupid. But equally stupid, and if not more, would be that if you think that voting is an end to all problems in Kashmir. So one stupidity should not be competed by another stupidity. I think if they are giving a boycott call which people are not heeding, the government of India should not take this as, because you have to make a distinction between separatist tendencies and the separatists.
Okay. Sajad, just 2 more minutes, because Arnab Goswami is live from Delhi. Just one question from him. Yes, Arnab.
Sajad, good morning. And we all found it very intriguing, his comment that he's open to joining any particular government, of any complexion, in any which way. That shows a great degree of ideological flexibility. Why is he showing so much ideological flexibility?
Well, you're so open to any kind of an alliance, any kind of a political setup here. But why are you so open, so flexibility, so political flexibility in the state of Jammu and Kashmir suddenly? Why that from People Conference leader Sajad Lone?
What flexibility? I didn't get it.
In your previous answer, you said that you were open to any kind of a political alliance here.
You see, I'll tell you, I told you, I'll repeat again. I really would want to sit in the opposition. We don't know how the government works. We've never been in government. We would really, ideally I would want to sit in the opposition. I'm in no hurry. I have the patience to wait. I would want to be a crusader at the ground level, and that is my desire. That's very close to my heart. But if a situation arises, ideologically, I don't take the argument of National Conference or the PDP that there is any ideological difference in the context of Kashmir between the Congress and the BJP. I've all along maintained that there is a more of a national policy when it comes to national parties, and they adhere to a national policy. To dissect it here, and the other thing is importing a problem which is totally non-Kashmiri and is afflicted to rest of India, their discourse, their comparative discourses, importing it into Kashmir would be a disaster.
All right. Thank you so much, Sajjad Ghani Lone there.